Okay, so here we have the Ariens yard mower tractor. It's got the Kohler Courage 19 on it, and I'm going to show you guys something right here on the side. I've already pulled, you can see the cover right there on the ground. That cover mounts right there. I've already pulled the old air filter out, just showing you where it is. And next to it's the oil filter. I'm doing the oil filter here and the oil today as well. So this one was just in here like this when I pulled it out, and you can see how bad this one was. Inside the cover was pretty bad too. I just picked this up a couple months ago. Okay, so the part numbers for this, for the air filter, is a 20088302, the S1. They sell them at Home Depot, carries them, and Tractor Trailer Supply carries them. This goes up there. This is the oil filter, Kohler Genuine Parts, part number 05002. It's actually, the first number is a 52. If you look inside of your the cowling or the housing for the motor, the hood, they have a sticker on there that has all of the numbers for what you need, like your oil filters, like I said, the 5205002, which is what this one is. So the other thing, and this is my first time doing this with this, when you drain the oil, if you bought a new one, they're going to have a drain tray that you put in there to get it out. I didn't have one, so I picked up a little flexible filter from funnel from Tractor Trailer Supply for like $1. And I'll show you guys that here in a second, and I'm going to try and use that to get it into the pan. Alright, so here's the funnel I got. One of those deals. I think it was $1 or $1.50. I'm going to try to put it on here and get it out to the pan as best I can. It's probably going to make a little bit of a mess, but I don't really have much of a choice here. I need to get this changed. I don't have the owner's manual, so I'm going to start with a quart. Check it on the dipstick if it looks about right, and then I'm going to run it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever. Shut it back off, let it sit for a minute, and then I'll check it on the dipstick again, and we'll go from there. This is my first time changing oil. I'm just kind of winging it, and I'm going to clean it up too as we go. I had got this, like I said, it was a month or two ago. We got into this house. We got a little bit of property here. My brother told me, you know, just take the tractor because he's not using his, and then that way I don't have to buy one for this year. So we're going to pick one up next year, but for right now, this is what I'm rocking and rolling. So I don't have an owner's manual. I don't have, there's supposed to be a tube that goes in here, and then it comes out to your pan, and I don't have that. So, all right, let me get a drain pan set up, make sure I've got as much of this going in as I can, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the air filter. I thought for a second this went in, but that wouldn't make any sense at all. The carburetor's right there, so it just sits like it was there. I believe this is for right here. Well, I don't have the owner's manual, but it came with it, and the other one was missing. We're getting, yeah, it's a pre-cleaner, so they put it up in there. Anyways, okay, so there's a cap on here. We pop the cap. I'm going to put this guy on here. I'm going to let it drain in the bucket. This isn't going to get close enough in. Now you're supposed to push in and then turn counterclockwise. And then pull out. There we go. Yeah, I feel something coming. There we go. Okay, so we're draining. And then while you're doing that, so you push in, turn counterclockwise, then pull out. Then take your dipstick out so you don't get a vacuum. This stuff's coming out pretty black. This was in desperate need of an oil change. And you know what I forgot and I should have had is a rag or some paper towel with me here. When you're doing it, make sure you have a roll of paper towels with you. Like I said, I'm winging this. It's the end of the day. It's already getting dark. I just want to get this done. But what I did is I ran the mower for about 2 minutes, minute and a half before I did this, just to warm that oil up so that it would flow better for me. It's always a good idea to do that. Okay, so I'll clean this thing up better later. I want to try and get some grass cut tonight. to kind of go faster. So I put it back in and pushed it in, and it locks the valve back in. You push in, turn counterclockwise, or turn clockwise, I'm sorry. And that lock shuts the valve back off. Put your plastic cap back on. Now we got to drop the oil filter here. A wrench. That's some black oil out of there. Alright, so I did this with only a couple drops on the driveway. Got our filter, 4 to 10W30. Above freezing, you want to run a little heavier weight oil. If you're going to, you know, for colder weather, you're running this thing wintertime, you know, for snow plowing, pushing or anything like that, I would run 5W30. Thin that oil out a little bit. Okay, so I like to fill my filters. Maybe this is old school, maybe it's, I don't know, it's just something. Remember when I was a kid, I took auto class and it was something we learned. Reason why is because when the motor goes to grab, it's grabbing out of here first, right? So I've already got oil in there instead of it having to pump up and fill, so I'm getting lubrication going ahead of the game. Take your finger, run a little bit of oil around the ring there, around that O-ring, and then just thread up your new filter. And then I'm just going to hand tighten this one on here. I'm not going to wrench it. I'll check that. If it feels loose in a few days, I'll tighten it again after I mow, but that ain't coming loose, I don't think. Alright, so now we got to fill it. Pull the dipstick. You can see by the oil that was coming out of there, I don't know if I call attention to it, it was pretty black. Now, I don't know for sure what this calls for, but I can't see it calling for less than a quart. So we're going to run, I got part of the quart in here, we're putting the rest of the quart in the top. And if you don't have a steady hand, just put a little filter right there. I mean, call them filters, a funnel. Put a little funnel in there. Alright, that's enough for the quart. Let's see if we're reading anything on the stick. Yeah, we're on it. I'm going to fire it up. Let's put the air cover back on, the air filter cover. Yeah, there we go. There's a slot that fits in right around this. Again, this is my first time, guys. I'm learning with you. Okay, that's 20 seconds, whatever. Let it sit for a second here. What we're doing, we got everything going. Motors, you know, everything's pumping through. Now we're going to let it all settle back down here for a little bit, and then we're going to check on the stick. Out. We are sitting smack dab in the middle. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm not sure what the, again, I don't know what they called for on this, but you don't want to overfill. But with it being right there in the middle, I think I'm going to put another, maybe a quarter of a quart. It's not a lot here, just a little bit. I mean, in the middle is operating range, but just want to make sure I got it the way it's supposed to be. All right, so I know I'm on there. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go cut some grass and let you guys know how it's done.